Prepare to be amazed.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well. What do we have here? We have a floor that we can see things, and we got walls too. But this is the hollowed grounds of what will be the game room. It's got that privacy glass there, which is pretty sweet. Prepare to be amazed. I'm just kidding, not yet, because we still have a lot to do. This is only a fraction of the stuff that is going to be eventually what you see around you, the game room, the room of doom. Normally I would have already jumped on this and rocking and rolling, but I gotta tell you, over the last 6 months, we get some good old PS5 rocking. We know that works. As far as the other things, I don't know. But eventually, this right here will be the game room. So at least you get to see it in its finest form before I go and start messing with it. Random gloves and TVs and all kinds of shenanigans here. Look, there's all my nonsense. That's the only one that I was able to salvage. Yep, only one. I finally got to play Call of Duty, the newest one, Modern Warfare 2. 2. Yeah. Don't ask. If you're a COD player, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little weird. Could have called it something different, but I got to finally play it. I'm excited. Get to play a few matches, every couple nights, and that's it. So, let's rock and roll. Oh, I guess it probably helped if I turned on the controller, huh? Oh no. I just did an update. Let the madness begin. We have to figure out a different way of doing this, and these shelvings, like I said before, are gonna come in handy, and we're gonna do all kinds of stuff over here. We got a little thing going on here. We got the PS5 hooked up, and that's my 4K player. And by the way, Samsung don't make. Sorry, let me repeat myself here. Let me correct my English. Samsung does not make Blu-ray players anymore. All right, well, hey, you woke me up. I woke myself up. All right, enough of the foolishness. I'm getting tired. Wanted to give you another quick update. Same night as the last clip, or I don't know, whatever. But not what we want to do permanently. But we got some of the games finally up, which is cool. All right, these cute things, man. Look at that. It fit my whole PS3, PS4, PS5, Xbox 360, some random other games. It fit all of it. I've got one less totem here. Like, holy crap. I'm definitely going with these things. They're great. Got some cool things here. I don't think you've ever seen this one before. This one was, it's missing a little part, unfortunately. I may find it in a box at some point, but this right here is a controller that I've never used. And it's a little dusty. That's cool. But it is the chainsaw controller for when Resident Evil 4 was released. Limited edition. Got it for barely anything, and then check this out. You gotta cooperate here. No. Maybe. There we go. Okay, cool. It's got the controller part right in there. It hooks into that. And bada bing, bada boom. Pretty cool. Got some stuff we've seen before. Night trash stuff. A few things. Old Liberty. Can't go wrong with that. And yeah, one more is done. But, excuse me. The whole point of that whole disaster that I just went through was to find my PS4, PS5 games. Because I want to play them. And we found them. So the one's right behind there. That's the old consoles and the one underneath it. Other than the laser discs and the what was it? Other than the laser discs and the magazines box. That's a heavy one. Okay, that was a little weird. I guess it doesn't want to stay up, so it is the NES, the SNES, and the very valuable Sega CD games. So I will definitely be getting another one of these cubes. I can't wait to put it together, and yeah, we're gonna try to make this work. I gotta make a place for a desk. I gotta make a place for the console. I gotta make a place for the CRT. Got a lot of things to figure out. But we're gonna figure it out. And you know what's great about these game rooms? These room of dooms? You can always change it over if you don't like it. I'm just really tired, so hopefully we'll get to it. And something you haven't seen, but will be coming at some point soon. Another arcade one-up. We got the Legacy Edition of Mortal Kombat. That looks like an awful lot of fun. So stay tuned, and I have another update. I'll put it in here, or maybe I'll make a different video of it. But it's getting there, slowly but surely. Have a good night, folks. What to play? I think we're gonna go after some Resident Evil. Yeah. Still not much going on here. Whole bunch of business over here because we've got the first shelves up in the new game room. Got some stuff going on here. I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this the way it is, and we've got to figure out a few things here, but I mean, we're getting there. And now it's time to put in the really heavy one. I don't know where the Sega CD games are, but you know what it is. I know you know what it is. Oh. They have been sat. They have sat inside these for, my goodness. I'm trying to make sure these floors are a little bit slippery. That's all good. These have sat inside here for over 6 months. And somehow, everything looks pretty good. I was really nervous about how these would look after I opened them, and thankfully, they look pretty good so far. But once it's done, I'll show you how it came out. So, back to it. Well, this could have went a little bit better as we prepare the game room, but word to the wise: don't make a shelf really heavy when you not sure what it's attached to. It looked like they tried to attach it to something good, but I don't know. Maybe it was just too much weight. But we had this guy in there with all the laser disc and everything, and yeah, this is what happened. So when you have too much weight, it pulls out. Oh, that probably would be why, huh? I mean, it was anchored in there, but all the anchors except one broke, and all the walls broke, and don't overstack things. They're not made like they used to be. I could stack up 12 of these things with a bazillion pounds and distributed weight equally, and yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. So back to square one and figure out what else we're gonna do in here. So we're getting there, but looks a lot worse than it did just a second ago. But it's okay. We'll be back. I don't know what video this is gonna come into, so bummer. Into the forest we go, because that is what the video is all about. Getting out of the forest. No, that's not it. Although I like that picture. Got something to show you in here. Right there. What could be in there? I mean, it looks like just a random room, right? Well, it's been a long time since I've been able to do this. And I gotta tell you something. I'm real happy that I'm doing it now. So let's do it one more time. One last time. Prepare to be amazed. But it's dark. We can't see nothing. What could possibly be going on? There we go. We are in the game room, folks. Finally. After such a long time, I've waited for this moment. Obviously, other reasons you saw from the last video, which a lot of support on that. Thank you very much to a lot of people I haven't talked to in a long time, and people I've never met before, and people who haven't commented before, just dropping nice comments and reaching out in other ways. So, thank you for doing so. But of course, the whole purpose of the channel, one of the big purposes, is going back to the past, enjoying a moment in nostalgia lane. And the House of Fun and Video Games is definitely the place to do it. This game room's a little smaller. It seems to be getting smaller every time I bring you on one of these tours, right? But I'm good with that. Because here I go again, going off the train tracks. You hear that? That fan isn't so bad. I really need it in here. The air isn't so good in here, but yeah. It's crazy that we have somehow gotten most of the things we had in all the game rooms and kind of put them in here. So we're going to start off with the normal tour, as you would expect. Go over the video games last, but I gotta be honest with you. I've already done one of these videos. I didn't like the way it came out, and I didn't like the way the things looked, so I had to change a few things. So, as we kick off the old flips, because we don't want to hear all throughout the video, let's get started. So, we've got this door that's blank. It's got privacy in it, and that's it. That's all. That's the video. No more game room. I'm just kidding. Really. I'm just kidding. That was an awful joke. But let's start with what's above our heads. So I used to have this. I'll try to figure out what I'm doing here. It's a new thing. So there we go. Okay. That might help us a little bit. So before, you would see this and a bunch of other things on the door outside of the game room, but this time we're not doing it that way. Oh, look at that. You get some airflow. It's great. And I decided to put these things up here in the original video that I did, which was not too long ago. I just wasn't pleased with a few things in the room, and I had to make changes. So I said, why the hell would I do a game room tour and then an amended game room tour? It's not right. It's not fair. It's a waste of everybody's time. And it was a long one, so we're going to try to keep this a little shorter than, the usual, but no promises, because I like to fly off the handle. These will be something that you are very familiar with. Some posters. We were able to salvage most of them. And of course, you got old Michael Myers here. I love these posters. They're just great. They're fantastic. And you get some, some other things down here. That's kind of similar to the way the room was before. Got the cookie police here. In case you want a cookie, you could put cookies in here. But look at that face. Good God. I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, you get the Ecto one that was kind of floating around on a table, which we've got a lot to talk about of things that made it and didn't make it in the game room. And got my original figures in there, 91, 92 version of Janine and 80s version of the real Ghostbusters with Egon, and he's all chewed up, and that's a replica, of course. And there's another one of him right below the belt. If you pull this tie, his hair goes up and mouth opens and looks kind of crazy. So pretty cool stuff. This is something I had before as well. Just some two guys, you know, like my G.I. Joes. I wasn't a huge G.I. Joe fan, but I wanted Cobra Commander. I wanted the Duke, you know, and I wanted Destro. But couldn't find Destro as the small guy. But I will tell you, spoiler alert, I did finally find a Destro after all this chaos. And we'll start right over here as well. Let's keep it going. Up there is some AEW figures. You got my special limited edition Spider-Man 3 Venom. That figure is amazing. The movie, debatable. I do enjoy it. I think I like it a lot more that I was able to watch it on TV. We've had those conversations before, and if you haven't, go through any one of my videos, and I dare you to challenge me. Some things that are on TV cut very different from the theatrical release, or violence, or nudity, or blood, gore, whatever. For some reason, it appeals to me, and I go, I could see the movie for it being better. Maybe it's because all the good stuff's taken out, and then when you watch it with the good stuff put back in, you're like, I have a better appreciation for it. I don't know. This is something you've seen before as well. The old Friday the 13th masks. Pretty neat. I don't know where Jason Goes to Hell is, because that looks like a double, but I mean, nah, they fucked up. And right here, you've seen him before. Currently lost his head. He ended up with me. Yeah, you got the machete. We've seen this stuff before on the door, but we're not doing that this time. And right behind here, just because we're try to go a little bit in order here. Trying. You've seen these guys before. Pretty cool stuff. You got the crow. Decided to put the crow next to the crow. Proud of that. And you got this Mario coin here for the release of the remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call them, of the 64 Super Marios. Love those games. They're great. And you got V for Vendetta. To this day, I don't know why I put V for Vendetta behind the TV. Don't know why, but it's been down there, I think, for... I won't even say it was like that when I was in Massachusetts, but I'm not sure. But that was an okay movie. Had an interesting meaning behind it, but for some reason I like... I don't know... I haven't seen it many times, and I think I had to piece it all together from things that I did see, but yeah, pretty cool. So, I mean, there you go with that. I should be a little more enthusiastic. This is the game room. We're so hyped, but yeah, we're getting there. Let me warm up, This right here, I'm going to take him down for a sec. I may regret that, but I wanted to show you the Maximum Carnage 3-pack in all its glory. I didn't get this originally. I got this much later on. But it's an awesome set of figures. And if you know anything about me, I love my Maximum Carnage. Love Carnage. Such an awesome character. I mean, look at that. How could you say no? So, moving on. Did I put a bunch of stuff? Let's take it back for a sec. Let me have a cup of coffee. Last time I did this, I think I was after, because I talked for like an hour. Coffee does the body bad, or good, whatever. With a lot of things in this room, I didn't want to be screwing things in, tacking things up. You remember at the old game room, after everything was said and done, and obviously, it was no longer the game room, there was like 10,000 holes everywhere. So I wasn't too impressed with that. Am I going to stay here for a very long time? I certainly hope so, but things happen, and the ultimate question will be, what was I able to salvage? What was I not able to? We're gonna get to that, but we did stuff a little differently. So the great thing I like about these shelves, I can pretty much interchange them with anything. The screws on the and these are hanging shelves, so kind of like how we did in Massachusetts, but it's not. I couldn't fully get it around the room, but we did pretty good. I like how it came out. I could pretty much change anything on these shelves. it'll get a little more difficult if I'm trying to replace things that are hanging, because then you're talking about a few different holes, and eventually it will be too holy. See what I did there? But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see and find out. But I'll start off at the bottom here. So we got the Toonie Terrors. We had these at the door on one of the doors. I think it was on the actual door, like it would have been right there in the old game room. But obviously, I do not. Excuse me. I do not want to do that with these doors. And like I said, I'm trying to get away from doing things like that and not being as destructive. But yeah, I eventually started screwing a few things in. But I couldn't leave things like bare. I just couldn't. I think you can understand it. If you can, let me know. I mean, you just look at it and like that wasn't like that, and that wasn't like that. It was all bare, and it just, I don't know, it just looked funny. So, but anyway, Toonie Terrors. Am I going to continue collecting these? Oop. Glad that wasn't the coffee. That could have been bad. Am I going to continue to collect these? I don't think so. I think I've reached the peak of what I really wanted with these. I mean, they're not. I don't normally go for things like this, but I mean, just look at the detail on these guys. NECA does such an amazing job with all their figures. Even with these kind of figures where, the articulation isn't there and it's just kind of a different kind of figure, I think they do really well with it, so I like them. Especially these Michael Myers, man. Wow, they're just amazing looking. Look at that. Just like in the second one. The pumpkin with the face in it. There's a good old ghost face. You got old Beetlejuice here. The Nosferatu, and then of course taking the place of one, I can't remember where it is. We'll find it eventually. 200,000 totes of doom, we'll call it. Most of them are gone through, but we still got a few more to go. That's a pretty awesome Beetlejuice. That's a figure I got, I think, right before the Great Fall of everything 2022 for me in September. Got that right before that, and I was like, I really want to display it, so couldn't find the other figure I wanted, so that's where that will stay for now, and then we'll figure out some other place for him. But moving on, these guys were down here at one point, and these are the Metal Gear figures. I can't really display everything. It drives me nuts, but hey, what can you do? Excuse me. It is what it is. So pretty happy to still have those up, having some representation of them. Can't see everything, but it's okay. And you know what drives me nuts? I'm really tempted to take down that sticker because you can't see Metal Gear's face. Metal Gear. Wow. I sound like I had no idea what I was talking about there. You can't see Solid Snake's face. It drives me insane. But the tags, I got a thing with tags. If it's been there, it has some history to it. So I'm trying to preserve that. I got that from, I believe, what was it, an FYE? I think it was an FYE, or it was ended up being not a New England con, Newberry Comics, I think, at one point. I don't remember, but it was many years ago, because that tag is long and gone. But look at that. I got that thing for $5.99. You know how much those things were going for? About like $20-$30, so did pretty good with that. Right here, we got some of the Turtles. They look really close to the originals. Bebop doesn't necessarily look too close to the originals, but just remember with these guys, I can appreciate these figures and how close they look, but there are some people out there want the authentic original ones, just like with me in the games or whatever, and not really into the repos, but they're okay depending on how they present it to you. But with these, I'm okay with it, because do I see myself spending a lot of money on those like astronomical amounts? No, I don't know. I like them for what they are. They're $10 or $20 or whatever, and grab them, put them up. They look great, and but you gotta be careful though, because every part of that card, like, this is what I remember, and I've looked at the cards from before in case I couldn't remember exactly. This is pretty much exactly what these guys looked like. Mine is Bebop looking to the side. I don't remember him looking to the side. I think that may be a defect that his face is a little pale. Looks like Bebop got a little sick. Maybe ate some of the Turtles pizza. I don't know. But the biggest thing with that, if you're looking for authentic figures or vintage rather, as opposed to these reproductions, which they are reproductions with the authorization from the company that either owns the trademark, which I think is Nickelodeon, or I think it was Mattel, because it wasn't Kenner. I don't think Kenner. Kenner was the real Ghostbusters, so I think Mattel might have done those. I think they were able to figure it out, and money wise or whatever. I'm not speaking for them. I don't know, but if you look on the back, obviously look it down at the date because it looks pretty much exactly the same. It is a replica to the T, unless something I didn't notice of these figures. And they started putting things on them to. I think it was actually with the shredder, and maybe I'll take it out at one point just to kind of. Maybe another video's on the rise here in my head. Taking a look at a vintage or authentic figure as opposed to one of these later reproductions. It's good to look for the date. The date's very important, but I think on one of those, I think it's the Shredder or the Bebop or the later ones where the Turtles came out before. There's a certain indication on it that also tells you that it's newer, and the other thing, obviously, to look for is the date. So this would be 86, 88, 89, somewhere around there. The date on these would be 2020, 2021, 2022, 2033, whatever it happens to be. So just keep that in mind. And I could appreciate somebody going for a full, complete collection of those things. I'd love to, but wow, you're going to be paying a lot of money. It would probably be pretty close to some of these games that I have. Just put them to shame, but or maybe good contenders. But that's something definitely to talk about. This is the Destro I was talking about. I got the big guy, finally. Oh, look at that. Hold on. See that? That's why I don't take off tags. It says Toys R Us. Now, mind you, I did not buy that myself. I bought that much later. So, pretty neat. I love those figures, man. Toy Biz. Great set of action figures, at least for the Spider-Man figures. So, with that being said, we'll go up to the next couple rows. We don't want to keep you here forever. Keep you here as long as we have to. And get some amiibos. We've seen these before. They're still great. A lot of people ask me, am I done with the amiibo collecting? Truth be told, yeah. I think I've sufficed the collection of amiibos that I really wanted. I got most of them that I want. There's a few of them out there, but you know what? I'm okay. You don't always need every one of them, but it's that collector in me that just want more. So much closer to getting that complete collection, but to get a complete collection of amiibos, kind of crazy. So, but you never know. That was a really cool one. I was glad I picked up there. Cloud. There's a whole bunch of them here. This thing was going for a ridiculous amount of money, and funny thing with amiibos, it'll bring me to another part of the game room. You've seen it before. Amiibos remind me of the Tick. So I realize, kind of like how the action figures are like the stock market, things could go up and down. And with the Tick, it happened real heavy, right? So the first action figure that I ever collected and said, you know what, I'm going to keep it in the package, was the Man-Eating Cow. And at the time, it was $95, and it was the first couple $100 figure. That's going to happen a little bit, so we're just going to have to deal with it. I get $5. What do you want from me? I think that what I was trying to do was, dabble into it, and I was like, I really want this Man-Eating Cow. I've been looking at it like crazy. And finally, I had enough bucks to be able to pull the trigger on it. Very, very, very young person at the time, and it was great. I was so happy, I was so proud of it. Unfortunately, over the years, I got sun damage. I had an air window, and but that was the first. That was the first action figure. I said, I'm going to take this serious. I'm not going to take anything out of the package. Which, if you've looked at all this stuff in this room, and you know me, I have a lot of loose figures as well. I got nonsense tables, all kinds of stuff. Well, I used to. So we have a nonsense desktop, but. Yeah, that was the first figure, and then it just turned into something much bigger than any of us could imagine, right? So, with Rosalina in specific is what I'm talking about. Rosalina was going for a ridiculous amount of money. I happened to find one just laying around. I was like, pick it up. It's cool. I don't know what the hell a Rosalina is, but, just kind of wanted for the collection. Kind of a cool looking figure, and that thing, like most of the amiibos, there's a lot of them that go for a good chunk of money. I think the Metroid 2-pack that I have does. I think a lot of these can get some decent coin, but again, it just reminds me of the Tick, because the Tick toys were hundreds of dollars. Like the Man-Eating Cow were very expensive. Deflate-A-Mouse, and the American Maid, the Sewer Urchin, There's a few others that I might not have gotten. The steel caged little set is like 36, I think, inches tall or maybe wide. Not really sure, but I was waiting for some big money. I even have a magazine to be able to compare it to, which is cool. Action Figure and Toy Review. Great magazine. I don't think they have it anymore, but way off the tracks here. But just something to remember. So if you're investing in something and you think it's going to give you $1 bazillion, listen, at some point they may just stop making money. The games at one point were not very expensive, the ones that are now, and now they're astronomical. But eventually what goes up, as in science, must come down. So just keep that in mind. But hey, collect what you want to collect. So moving on, we have... let's try to do this the right way here. There we go. And this was up above in the game room. These are the Spider-Man figures. I had to put them out. I put a lot of time and effort into getting these. A lot of them in lots, but I did have some eBay buy and times, or time and buys. eBay time and buys. I can't remember. I've got so many of these videos that you just kind of forget what the hell you're doing at one point. So, yeah, and then up here, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but Mr. Brody Lee, my huge wrestling fan now. I'm a pretty avid fan, I'd say, but, you know, I'm more for the, yes, I'm going to say it like every other person in my age. I get it. I know. We're all sick of hearing it. The Attitude Era was the greatest ever of all. It was fun, but I always can appreciate the 80s and the 90s. That's where I'm from. So, very young when I started watching wrestling. Actually, if you want to get technical, my birthday is January 13th, 84. Makes a lot of sense, right? And I believe that Hulk Hogan won his first championship. I want to say it was 6 days later, after I was born. He won in Madison Square Garden, I believe, against the Iron Sheik. Got his first championship. So I don't remember that, but I do remember seeing it in some sort of rerun or on TV or whatever, or they were building up some promo or whatever, and I was like, wow, it's really cool. I'm young, don't know what the hell's going on, but, you know, liked wrestling back then. It's okay now. You know, getting into it, they're doing some great things and made some great changes, but, yeah. Moving on. We got some more posters, as you may imagine. So, Friday the 13th, gotta represent the Friday the 13th, folks. Same thing you've seen before. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. You know why they're up there. I love posters all over the room. I like to have a mixture of everything. Games, action figures, and posters. Now, unfortunately, because of space constraints, you can't see some of my other ones here. If you want to see them, you can take a look at the previous Gameroom Tours. I might change some things around. I'd rather have the Sons of Anarchy. I'd rather have the Shield more out in the open, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. I can just move these, whatever. But I got some cool little plushes here. You got the Goomba. You got the Piranha Plant, which is pretty cool. I had this, I believe, in the other game room. This is and it's funny because I have this one, and it's it sticks out to you, so it's like a 3D one. I also have another 3D one. I love this. This is fantastic. Great quality, and just like it. Definitely represents me. So moving on, we've got, we'll start at the top this time. Got some more action figures up here. That's a very extremely rare one. And that is a limited edition. Thing I don't like about that figure is that there's nothing on the back, so it kind of feels a little cheaper, but look at that old WWF logo. It's awesome. You get some other 2-packs, the manager packs. I wish I had the Goldust one of Marlena. I thought they looked pretty cool. You got Paul Bear. And of course you got the infamous, not the infamous one, but the great WrestleMania 12 main event between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels for the Winged Eagle WWF Championship. And right here you got the Giant and Ric Flair. Thought that looked pretty cool, so that's why I kept it. And then, of course, we got some more posters here, so go through these again. Some you may not have seen for a while because I had them buried, but others, not so much. Pretty cool. You want to see some good shows here? I got some great shows here for you. Justified, Rescue Me, Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, and then of course The Shield. It's a great place to start. So it's still know what you did. I mean, I know what you did last summer. Sorry, they're going to be coming out with another one of that, by the way. And it's going to have Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. Obviously, the other two are not in there for obvious reasons. So, should be interesting. Are we ready for a remake, a reimaging, a reboot, or whatever it's going to be of I Know What You Did Last Summer? Was it something you were really happy with? I thought it was okay. Did it hit the same way as Scream? It tried to, but it didn't. Did it hit the same way of any of these other iconic films? No, but it's a good horror movie. Appreciate horror for what it is, right? So you got that. Of course, you got The Exorcist. Got The Addams Family, and of course, you know, Sopranos. Awesome show, and then Breaking Bad. Can't go wrong with that. And of course, gonna have to ask old Scully here if we can get in. Can we get in? You don't want to talk? Yeah. Clearly, you've been waiting for a while. So, I got to admit something to you before I open this closet. Got to get this out. I had this room where I could always open that door. Unfortunately, it did not work. So, this right here, which we'll go over a little later, that was in here. But if you saw what's on there, it's vinyl and laserdiscs. Vinyl and laserdiscs were originally in the closet in the last game room. I didn't have many vinyls up north, but any ones that I did, I just put it on one of these shelves. I had a bunch of them, and you know, we got what we got where you're working with it. So, I put them all on here, and there's this, you know, little wire shelving thing, you know, came in with the house or whatever. And, you know, as I'm doing the game, I'm so excited. I'm like, man, this looks so tight. That's great. I hear, what the hell's that? Clink. Like looking around. What the hell's going on? Cling, cling, cling. Uh-oh. And then I hear something start to move in there, and I run over and I rip this door off. Well, not off, but I rip it open. And the shelving was coming down. Now, I'm the master of stretching everything to its maximum potential. I thought I had it really good with weight distribution. That, ladies and gentlemen, not the flips, but that is an awful lot of weight. I don't know how much it is, but it was too much, and it was not evenly distributed enough. Shelving came down, so I was like, oh, I'm going to put it out here. And it's fine, I don't mind. At least you get some media out here, right? I don't have much media. I don't have much. My movies are always behind a closet, but, and here especially the room, you know. So just keep that in mind. But, you know, I was pretty happy with how this turned out. You know, we figured it out. It is not the best looking thing, you know. Don't have a lot of light in here, so I apologize for that. But, you know, we got some stuff going on here. We got our movies in here, you know. I'd like to do some more in-depth looks at them. I have done them with a few of them. And what I'm really proud of is, you know, that's the shelving that was there. And then, of course, you can see some of the marks that were left from the great fall of the game room before the game room was even broadcasted. Something to keep in mind, right? So, I decided to put some action figures in here. Yeah, I screwed it, man. I didn't want to do it with a lot of things in here, but you know what I said? It's a closet. It's not the whole room. Who gives a shit? It's my room. Whatever, right? So, figures you've seen before. You know, we got the Tick. Yeah, we've seen these before. And there he is. The old man eating cow. What a beaut. And then you got Del Seed and the robot. You know, I like these figures. I worked really hard to get a lot of them, and then some of them just broke over time. Packaging broke. I had an Arthur. I had a regular Tick instead of the short-range Tick, so it's okay. Am I good with the Tick guys I collected? It was almost like I want to go for more, but no. I decided not to, so that's a pretty cool one right there. This right here is going to be and sorry for some of this crap. We just haven't figured out everything here yet, but figured out most of it. So it's the Martian Spy. You've seen that before. It's a Batman Forever figures. Pretty cool. The Sonics, you remember that from before. Can't go wrong with some Beavis and Butthead. Is Beavis in there? Yeah, Beavis is in there. Okay. And, you know, get some other figures. Again, sorry for the glare, but kind of is what it is. These figures we've seen before. You know, my Masters of the Universe collection. I feel like I've gotten my collection out. Two-Face. Can't go wrong with that. with, I don't know what tag that is. I thought it was a KB Toys tag, but it may not be. That is a New England Comics tag, because that's where I got it from. That might be a Toys R Us tag. Is it a Toys R Us tag? Nope. So anyway, these figures are in here. I was able to get them all in as we, it gets a little darker in here, so I apologize for that. I get some Spider-Man over here. And Clown, can't go wrong with Clown. He's in here. Oh, there we go. You get some light here. Cool, okay. See if we can do this here without this bouncing around too much. There we go. And you got the Joker, the Heath Ledger one. I didn't think that that honestly looked the best. I think they could have done a lot better because, I mean, look at this right here. And that's Joker. And that is the Cesar Romero. Or Romeo. Romeo, I don't know. That's definitely that Joker for sure. That one, a little bit left to be desired, but still cool. We got, Mario. We've seen that before. And Hammerhead, he's not original. He is in addition to more remakes that we have been doing with figures, as you know, or re-releases or whatever. And that is based on the '94 series that's up there. So, am I going to get any more of them? If I see the black costume Spider-Man, you bet your buns I'm going to. But I haven't seen any of them around in a long time. This is what it is. I don't really need it, but I still think it looks cool. And the figures are much bigger in scale, as you could tell from that to that. Definitely a difference in scale for sure. So there's just movies, a bunch of other stuff here. Again, be great to take a look more deeper into the box sets and the movies, do some reviews. Right here, I will give you the peek at the posters. Again, we've seen them before. Nothing too earth-shattering. Got some Toxic Avenger, can't go wrong with that. And this one I will try, but something's in my way, so we'll do the best we can with this. I kind of wish these were outside, because they're the Turtles and they deserve to be outside, but you can't fit everything out there, so that is going to play a big part very, very soon, so you will see what I'm talking about. You got the Ghostbusters, and of course, you got the Ghostbusters 2, which we could barely see, but you get the gist. So pretty cool. We do what we can with the space. These are held up by magnets, so unlike the last one that was like an accordion, I didn't really like that. So, and I thought something just bit me, but I'm crazy. Right here, we'll just go over a few more things. You got Venom. That's a release from the 90s. And that does, in fact, have, if I can get it, a Toys R Us tag, which is pretty cool. Mr. Clean, I got this off of a coworker. It's a limited edition. Why do I have Mr. Clean in my collection? Why not? I think it's cool. Never seen a Mr. Clean guy before. Found it in the bins at a Goodwill bins. Sold it for $20. Probably got it for $1. So good for him. Made some money. Right here, we've already know the story about these candles. They've been around forever. I will never let them have anything wrong with it. So a lot of things, if I can zoom in on that, yeah, 89. A lot of things that were in storage for 6 months because of, the obvious things I explained in the last video. A lot of things didn't make it. A lot of things got ruined, soiled, and some had mold on it and stuff like that. But those lasted through the whole thing. They have been with me since that year. And it's from a little store in South Boston where me, my grandmother, and my mom lived when I was a little tiny baby. And she got those for me, and, this brings me to another thing. I want to say that this might actually be where I started to get my collection itch and to be sealed. Mint on card. I want to say that she asked if I wanted to use these. And I want to say, even at that young age, it was 89, 90, whatever it was, I didn't want it to be used. Maybe it was a sentimental thing. Maybe I just loved it. But most kids want to rip things open, right? That may be, other than the Manning car, that may be the first time I made that decision. It's crazy that I can remember it looking at it. But anyway, it's cool. It's a candle set. And, you got the Friday the 13th mask here. And you got the Bret Hart. You've seen him before. Got some, got some Rangers here. Some Green Ranger Mania. It's a good video if you want to see my Green Ranger collection, because you won't be able to see it all here. You can't go wrong with the glowing poop. That we'll go over a little bit later. And then this right here. I want to make sure I don't hit anything. Today I almost fried my main data frame at my work because I smacked a cup of Coke and it went everywhere. Luckily, did not have an issue, so good for me. This is something I wanted to be in the game room so bad. It's from Scream Factory. It came with my Friday the 13th collection. There's 2 posters of the game. I have one that I haven't been able to get up yet, but I'll figure out something with it at some point, I'm sure. This one, it was either that or this one. I picked this one. Beautiful. One of the best parts of that set, other than the fact that we have Jason Goes to Hell, the unrated director's cut, as opposed to the first release, which was in the tin can Blu-ray set, that did not have it. It had the R-rated version only. Go figure, right? But this right here is a masterpiece. Just look at the detail. Holy shit. Just beautiful and amazing. Like, whoever did this, a very talented person. Very talented. And all the little things you can see. If you look close enough, you always find something new. So I like those kind of things. But that's in front of me, which brings us to the workstation. That's where I edit my videos and maybe pay some of my bills, whatever. Get some of the nonsense here. We don't have much room for the nonsense anymore, so nonsense will be represented here. That is a original Cherry from Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse that I had when I was a kid. It's gone through a lot. It's been through hell, but it's one of the only surviving things. I don't know when Pee Wee went. I think I know where a few other figures went, but most of them are gone, including the Playhouse. Oh, I wish I had that. Such a cool set. It's not on the level as a Castle Grayskull, but it's up there. The Ghostbusters Firehouse. But it's up there, man. Oh, I had so much fun with that. Where did it go? I can tell you where it went. It stayed in a football in an old house of mine, when I was with my mom. And then it just sat there and got moldy and got thrown out. Because I left, and we left it there because we didn't have space or time, whatever it was. But that and a pair of Ed 209. Ed 209, I had the top part of him, his legs, he always came apart for some reason. You could just take them apart. And his legs got left in that damn thing. And one day I'm going to track down that Ed 209. I am determined. Just like I was determined to track down that Destro. I got the Destro. But this is different determination. I really want this. So someday. But the figure's a little expensive. And I want a complete in box because, I'm me. But whatever. Continuing on. We will change this out every now and then. You will ask me, like most people go, what the hell is that? Well, I will tell you exactly what that is. That is something my boy is into, my son. He is into Huggy Wuggy and Puppy Playtime. I watch it, and I, try to get through it with him, try to be a good sport. And it's interesting. It's a little spooky. Suggestive. Should he be watching that? I don't know. But he has a lot of fun with it. He's, from watching this, his drawing skills are amazing. Like, his sister has some amazing drawing skill, like, beyond my scope. Everybody is. I draw little stick figures. But this kid has done so well. I could see him at some point doing this. And not because it's my son. It's because of the pure talent that he has. It's just, wow. I wish I had that. But, hey, we could be good at some things and not good at others. So, continuing on. Yeah, you got Cloud here. You got some Final Fantasy figures. These are from the 97 line. I wish I had a few more. Wish I had all of them, but, those are getting expensive. Or they have been. That's the Gold Tick. Limited edition. I've seen that a lot in this room, haven't I? Now, right here, some posters. Great movies. I don't think any need any introduction. Here's a very special belt that I got for a very special cause, and maybe someday I will elaborate on that. But that belt, this one right here means a lot to me. For a lot of different reasons. You've seen that. That one is the most meaningful belt. Maybe we'll get into it at some point, but not during this video. So stay tuned on that. Right here, you've seen these. Are familiar? Yes, did the CRT make it? It certainly did. I don't know how it did, but it did. Of course, you got Michael. The Four Faces of Fear here. That one's seen better days. That's the set I was talking about right there. The Metroid and Samus. That is going for a pretty penny now. You got the Dread one. Pretty cool. And of course, Shovel Knight. If you haven't played that, definitely try that out. Man, what is going on here? We gotta straighten this out. There we go. Okay. And then you got some more amiibos, which is pretty cool. A whole bunch of Mario. You'd think I was obsessed with Mario, right? Well, maybe I am. Luigi. Love Luigi. Love the green. I got Toad. Mr. Toadstool himself. And you got Bowser. Can't go wrong with Big Bowser. I got some more things up here. Stuff you've seen before. Had to dedicate a shelf to the Ghostbusters. Love them. Extremely difficult figures to find now. I waited so long for a Vigo the Carpathian. Was finally able to get one. It's got that giant Ghostbuster sign. I'm very tempted to open it because of that sign. Because I'd love to just put it somewhere. But the sealed collector and me cannot do that. So, it will stay in there forever. Or at least as long as we can keep it. And, you know, again, these reproductions from 2020 and 2021. Again, like I said with the Turtles, just something to keep in mind if you're looking for authentic and vintage ones. Take a look at those dates. Oh, so good. I still have that one when I was a kid. I had half of Slimer, but I lost his bottom half. And I lost his pizzas and everything. And, you know, let's just say your boy here was a little bit of a chewer. And like how that pizza is, you know, I nibble on an action figure here and there. I don't do it anymore. Or do I? You be the judge of that. But I'm really proud of that. Do I think that I have anything further to do with that line? No. I've gotten the ones I wanted. Got some, I don't know why the hell that just happened. Got some behind there, but of course Space Constraints. You've seen them before. Got the Ecto 1. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. You got Hasbro and Kenner on the same box. That's crazy to me. But hey, that's what happens. I guess Hasbro owns it now. Kenner did at one point. So, more amiibos. So, can't go wrong with these. At least they are displayed. And you could see them. Sorry for all the yawning, folks. I've been working like a madman, like per usual. And then up here, of course, we display as many of the WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call them, figures. These ones are great. We didn't get to see these too often. These are WCW figures. They aren't in the best condition. Jimmy Hart and the Giant, but they're awesome. Because you can't find those anymore, of course. You got old CM Punk with the Cena Spitter Belt. You got Lesnar, Braun Strowman, because I thought that was awesome when he had a giant cello. And Roddy Piper. Got a bunch of other ones back there. And then I got some more things over here that I didn't go over. I got a plush of the bomb. What is he? I don't remember what he is, but he's from Super Mario. I'm drawing a blank here. So again, most of this stuff can be interchanged, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, we don't want to skip over these posters over here as it gets harder and harder to see things because there's a whole bunch of other stuff in front of it. Oh, there goes Michael Myers. Love that hat, by the way. Awesome hat. And I think under there is a Celtics hat. And I don't think the Punisher hat's in here. Don't know where it is, so hopefully it's somewhere. House of a Thousand Corpses, can't go wrong with that. Got the vinyl still set up. It's great. You got the emoji poop in there. Why? I don't know, because it's funny. VHS player. And the Atari, and then this is the only system that isn't working after the nonsense that you saw from the other video. I'll have to get it looked at, see if I can get it working again, whatever you want to call it, because that upsets me. I really liked playing the Master System. I love the Ghostbusters version on that. Ghostbusters for the NES is extremely frustrating. I'm nostalgic for it, but I'm more nostalgic for the one for the Master System, and I didn't play Master System until much later on in life. So, hopefully we can get that fixed. You've seen these guys before, nothing crazy. This is where the systems are. You got a Street Shark guy in there. Just found that out recently because, even though you can't see it, you might be able to. Yeah, you can see it. He's got very specific shoes. And I saw a commercial come up on Facebook or something like that. You know, Nostalgia Lane, whatever it is. hey, look at this back in the 90s. And I'm like, oh, that's what it was Street Shock. Well, I know now. He was from the thrift at one point. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. And does that game rock? I was just playing right before this, right before I shot this video the second time. And I got all the way to the end to the Kingpin. And the Kingpin absolutely wiped the floor with me. It is a very challenging game. It is up there at Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety. It's got some craziness to it, but I'm going to get there. I can master Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden. Not Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden. I can master Ninja Gaiden. I can master anything. So, more on that. Might do a review on it. I'm definitely doing a review on it. Who am I kidding? Again, most of these other things did work, which is great. Got the old Sega CD too. Can't pass that up. Yeah, GameCube. That's the 32X with the Model 1 Genesis. And then we have a little arcade stick. I don't know if I showed you that before, but it's really cool. Maybe another review on that at some point. We're always doing reviews of things, right? Why do I want to do that? Well, I want to let you know if something's cool or not. A little late on that one, but whatever. We're late on everything. So, OG Xbox, and then underneath here is PS1. Not hooked up. Xbox 360 not hooked up. And of course the laser discs. There they are. They're the beauties. That one on the bottom there, that is a Pioneer along with the top one. I also have a Sony one. It's my first one. Best thrift find I ever found for $5, and it worked pretty well. Oh, excuse me. I keep yawning. I hate when I do that. But anyway, don't pass judgment. I'm tired. That I forgot to mention. You can never go wrong if you need a third arm. Come to the House of Fun Video Games. I got you covered. And, got us another skull here. Got the Care Bears. Don't have much Care Bear representation in the room. So I got Lucky Bear. I got that for a birthday gift, a Easter gift. I don't know what it was, but thank you to kids and said they appreciate it. Of course, you got Bowser plush. Can't go wrong with Bowser. Awesome. Looks great. And you got some random blank mask, which I could appreciate. And then you got the Metroid up here. I had him bounce around somewhere else, so we'll go over some of these posters in case you haven't seen them before. Great movies that do not need any introduction whatsoever. And we'll end the posters probably about here. We got a few more to go through, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm unfortunately blocking some of it, but hey, it is what it is. You can see it. I don't know if those two are really that good anyway, but this right here, before we get into it, is going to be the VHS corner. So these are the VHSs that are very meaningful to me for some reason or another. Oh, I hate that. So, and I just showed you the last part, whatever, sneak peek, right? So with these VHSs, they're from, most of them are from my childhood. Some I had to get later on in life because they got eaten, they mold, whatever. Didn't know how to fix that, but that'll be another video at some point soon. How to get mold off VHS tape. Suggested way, of course. These things just stick out to me. They're great. I love VHS. I love watching it, but just remember, everything in here, except for the action figures, they're plastic, most of them. Everything in here will eventually not work anymore, so preservation is important. I don't want to be a huge gatekeeper here, but, I want to preserve my history with the things I loved and pass it on to my kids someday. So, or somebody else is going to love it. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get off the soapbox for a minute here. All these movies, these are original, these things that I've had. The Gumbies, the Care Bears. I have like 2 of them, I think. You got some Terminators there, can't go wrong. Teddy Ruxpin. I actually have a Teddy Ruxpin and a... What was the yellow guy that was kind of the caterpillar? I can't remember. No idea. That's going to bother me all night. But if you know what it is, let me know. Gulliver's Travels. Yep. Oh, no. Man down. Man down. Well, not really man, but Care Bear. Yeah. Let's see if we can get him on there. Can you get on there? Stay put. Don't you do it. There we go. Great. Luck Bear. That's what that is. I got some other ones here. Some things I had to collect over the years.
Those ones I've had forever. I got those two right there, the Rumble and the WrestleMania 8 from a West Coast video that was closing near my place in Massachusetts. You know what that is? If you know, you know. Just like a Blockbuster. Got some classics in here that need no introduction. You know, some personal things in there. I don't think I've really shown anything with those. No, will I ever? That's more for me, but you never know. I think it'd be cool to look back in the past and be like, so that's how I looked. So that's how I acted. Whoa, okay. Of course, you got your classics here. Can't go wrong. Again, a lot of these have sentimental value to me. That one in particular right there, as I say it, like you know, Masters of the Universe, The Night They Saved Christmas is not one that's commonly known, released by Cabin Fever. It's something I used to always watch with my mom, and I never forgot it. And it's not your typical movie for the holidays, for Christmas, whatever. But still pretty cool, and maybe something for you to check out. Gives you that warm feeling. At least it does for me. Space Invaders, can't go wrong with that. Ewoks, Adventure, The Battle for Endor. I believe that they were, as this is going to keep happening, I believe that they were released for DVD in the UK or PAL or whatever it is, but I don't know if it was here. But I have it on VHS, and I'm really happy about it. So, RoboCop, Dick Tracy, Labyrinth, Wayne's World. Can't go wrong with this. And of course, these are the horror ones. If you're getting into collecting horror VHS, good luck to you, ladies and gentlemen. They're astronomical. Laserdisc, same thing. Even some Blu-rays are really expensive. But if you can get them, try to get them in lots. That's really what I did with some of the ones I didn't have. So, yeah, you got your Friday the 13th. Can't go wrong with that. Get your Chucky's. Child's Play, sorry. The Pit. A random horror movie I got as a deal with something else. Of course, you got the Halloween movies. I mean, they're just great. I would love to go into great detail on why I have a nostalgia for VHS, but I'll show you one. I'll show you one because I think it's important. This right here is a first release, I believe, because it's got that type of tape that doesn't have the opening on the bottom. Tape looks like it's in pretty good condition. This was an 81, and it's awesome. I'm really glad to have it. Will I watch it very frequently? I try not to because these things mean a lot to me. So, but every once in a while, I'll pop them and say the hell with it. They were meant to be watched. So I get Nightmare on Elm Street. I get Hellraiser. You get some Texas Chainsaw. You got all kinds of business going on here. Stuff you've seen before. Got a little hodgepodge as we get down below. Got the duck. Can't say wrong with the green-headed duck. That's awesome too. My collector's edition of Metal Gear Rising. And then Negan's down there. And I don't know why Negan's down there, but Negan's down there for the time being. So, almost done. I can't go wrong with the gaming chair. We've seen that before. Fantastic. Love it. Love the way it feels. And of course, you know the story with that belt. We get a good laugh. And Cindy still does to this day. So, how are we doing one time? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. A lot better than I did last time. So, these aren't going to be 2 seconds, right? That's what you expected. So, we're getting to the nitty gritty here. Ooh, I'm excited now. All right. I did not expect that to happen. I'm going to leave that in there because that was fucking hilarious. But that also scared the shit out of me. Okay. Try to do better this time. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm sure that made an interesting noise. Well, anyway, all right. So now we're good. Try not to chop things up here. And, am I going to get it? I love fans, but... Oh, there we go. Okay. Real sorry about that. Technical difficulties. And hopefully I didn't break the fan. So that is the Dragon Dagger. You got the Dragon Zord right over here. Can't go wrong with that. Legacy, of course, they're not the authentic original vintage ones, but they're still awesome. And will I ever open it up? I wish I could, but I will not. Mars Attacks. Can't go wrong with the old Ghostbusters sign. You've seen that before, folks. Some Walking Dead posters. You actually see them a little bit. Elm Street. Nostalgia Lane. Walking Dead. And then, of course, right here. Oh, no, right here is something special. Why is that special? It looks like a giant VHS, doesn't it? But what could this possibly be, though? NECA. I'll tell you what it is. It is a... And, of course, you know, give a little flex out here, okay? There's a big story with that. I'm going to get to that momentarily. Let me get to this other stuff, and then we're going to go right into that, because it has to be told, right? Get some other VHSs that I liked. By the way, I've been dying to watch Signs. Don't ask me why. But I want to watch Signs. I have it on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray. I have it on VHS. It's sealed. I'm not opening it. Where the hell is Signs? I've seen it 10,000 times. I can't find it anywhere now. I don't know where it is. It's in one of these totes somewhere. I think I have it on my phone as I have it, but when you have too many things, it does get you a little crazy sometimes. So underneath here, because we don't need, that's not going to do us any good. So we'll throw those over there. Some magazines, cool, but not really what we're looking for. This is Cynthia's. Cynthia got me into Him. It's a band from Europe. And, got pretty popular in the States. And the only song I knew from him at one point in time was Rip Out the Wings of a Butterfly. But, I mean, every one of his albums that I've listened to so far are just amazing. They did cost a pretty penny. There was another one that's even more expensive that actually has his autograph on it. But we decided to just go with that one. She was pretty happy with it. And, of course, other than the VHSs, we've got the vinyls here. Can't go wrong with that. I want to get the Linkin Park Meteora 20th anniversary release. Got some cool songs on there. Just like that one does. I got some Laserdisc here sets. Dirty Harry one, Godfather. And, this is the vinyls. Can't really see them. Got some Laserdiscs. I've gone over these in some details, so, something to keep in mind. Now, pretty cool, right? Lots of stuff. Eventually, we'll get into deeper dive conversations and vids on that stuff. But, doing an overview here, so folks. So, what is this? This is a online exclusive only. You had one opportunity to buy this. Great sales pitch. I've heard that before, right? So far, I haven't seen it. It's not released in stores. I missed out on the first Turtles, which I was pissed about because it had the VHS just like that. It looked just like the VHS that I was just showing you. I pulled the trigger on it, but when I pulled the trigger on that, there was something else that you could, they were only releasing, because I've been waiting for this other figure for 2 years. Let me take you back to, I don't know if I included it. I didn't include it because I wasn't taping. Oh my God. I wasn't shooting any footage, but I saw every Turtle figure that just got released from NECA in one place, not including that. Of course, that's an online exclusive only. I did not pull the trigger. It was a lot of money, and don't get me wrong, but there was other things on my mind, but I really wish I got these 2 figures, but I finally got them. I did not pay an astronomical eBay, like ridiculous $300+ for it, so pretty happy. Didn't with that either, but these are all the Turtles figures, so these are all 4 of them from the second movie. The detail on these looks fantastic. I will eventually, do a video just solely based on that and doing a deeper dive look into the NECA figures for my Turtles collection, along with other NECA figures I have, but these ones are really cool, so can't wait to show you what comes next. We're going to show it to you in a sec. So let's try to get back to where we were without hitting the damn fan. There we go. Okay. All right. So I think we kind of got ourselves out of the woods here. And you've seen these figures before. Can't really show him too well. You've seen that one before. You've seen the Halloween one. And you got the Turtles figures here. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? That's the other figure I was talking about. That's what that is. This is the one I've been after forever. Not even kidding you. If you can see it, I hope you can. And Lucky Bear wasn't so lucky it fell. It is what it is. That is Toker and Razor. Now, we all have regrets in life. We don't want to admit it, but sometimes we do. I regret nothing. No. I regret not picking up that damn figure when I saw it because I almost pulled the trigger on it a few times. Way too expensive. Sorry for the emphasis on that, but way needed to be emphasized. And, sometimes it's good to hold out, but if I didn't get it to that point, that's it. NECA is not releasing those figures again from what I've read. So, is that true? I don't know. But they did it according to whatever people ordered. There wasn't a limit to them. So if you ordered one, you got one. If you didn't, off to eBay or finding a secondhand place that, you're going to pay some astronomical price. So, hey, not that I haven't done before, but I just wanted it for a good price, and I got it. Those figures look amazing. I want to take them out, but I can't. I can't bring shame to the sealed dojo. That doesn't really matter, but I'm leaving them in the box. They look better. Alright, some horror figures that you've seen before. I can actually finally give you a decent look at these NECA figures. These things are great. They definitely get pricey. If you don't get these when they're just getting released, you're going to really pay the price on it. That is a Target only. It is a GameStop only, exclusive. Plays the music. There's also a convention copy of that as well. I think the only difference is it says convention on it, so no big deal. I've got other ones here we think we've seen before. That's one I don't think you've seen before. It's the Elvira. Of course, you get the Halloween ones, Halloween Kills. I know everybody has their opinion on the new trilogy. I thought it was pretty good. And some other Friday the 13th ones, and you can't go wrong with some Hannibal there. This one right here is what I was talking about. So, NECA 2015 exclusive. Did I go to this and get this? I did not. But I pay an astronomical price for it. I paid a reasonable price for it. For the type of item it was, and the exclusivity, the rarity, the fact that it was very uncommon. Not many of them were made. I had to get it. Beautiful. So, me and the seller worked out a deal. He needed some money. I needed a figure. Figured it out. But definitely not 2 or 3 times worth more than what it was. So, awesome. It's the only time you will ever... you might not. Maybe NECA will do an ultimate version. That's what, a lot of these are. Ultimate versions of the other figures. So, maybe they will, but just great. Look at that. Cloth. Cloth figures are always going to go for more expensive. That's the only time I've ever seen an official released Jason Voorhees as a kid. And then there's good old Mother Voorhees, playing with the Voorhees. This is great right here. Great detail. Oh man, that was a great movie. Kind of a weird ending, trying to do the first one over, but I can appreciate it. Look at that detail. That is gross as shit. But I love it. Again, these are the figures right here. Other than the fact that it's an exclusive. Anything cloth. If you do not get it within the first 3 to 6 months of it being released, good luck. It is going to be extremely expensive. This one right here typically would go for $30. Now, goes between $60 and $90. Why? I don't know. It's been out for a while, but pull the trigger on these if you want them, folks. Got Michael Myers Halloween 2 one. Amazing detail. Look at that cloth. Fantastic. Same thing with Chucky. Can't go wrong with that. It's the only Chucky figure I actually have. Ghostface. This one's pretty readily available. Remember, it won't be forever. And Snake Plissken from Escape from New York certainly is not. So now we get to the real nitty-gritty. The meat and the potatoes. Why are you here? Why are most of you here? Maybe it's because of Nostalgia Lane. The game room. The man cave. The room of doom, some may call it. I call it a really cool place to be. A place to get your mind off things. So, this obviously had to be done a little differently. We got some nonsense in here. You got some figures in here. That's pretty odd. A lot of people ask me about that. Where I got it. I picked it up, I think, at a Spencer's. If you know what the hell that is. And it was a really strange keychain. I just said the hell with it. I used to have all kinds of weird keychains. I used to have that. I had a rooster. I had a middle finger at one point that bent. Like little bendable figures. I have some of those, so something to keep in mind. I don't have many representations of Batman and Superman. Really love them, so needed to have them there. And you got some other stuff here. This is one of the last things I got from Limited Run. It's the Anniversary Collection Limited Edition. I'd like to go over that in greater detail. Am I going to open it? You probably already know the answer to that. Cupcake. Probably not gonna, but, something to talk about. We didn't get to talk about that because that came literally. Said the word literally. I don't like using the word literally, but I did. So, I had to deal with it. got that one right after the storm hit. So, I don't know how it survived. I don't know how it finally got to me, but it got to me like 5 months after that. So, pretty cool stuff. Have it digitally, so I'm okay with that. Got some cool stuff in here, you know. Got to cram some things in here. Give the thumbs up. Why not? You know, crane. One of the things that's going to get broken on this guy is the glass, plastic rather, and the antenna. I fell victim to that. Is what it is. Love it. Going for a complete in box version of this guy is 400 plus. I have room for it, luckily. I'd be tempted to get it. Along with the Tecto Joe, because it was an awesome set. You've seen these guys before. You get some loose figures here. Very rare for me to do that. I just had some extras laying around. Super Shredder. Authentic vintage copy of that from the early 90s. Of course, you can't go wrong with some Tombstone action here. Got the Kingpin. And, you get some game stuff mixed in between here. It's a custom box for Chiller. I have the original box as well, even though it's certainly seen better days. But hey, I have it complete. Night Trap, that is the Sega CD version. If you know anything about me and Night Trap, I absolutely love it. I have every form of Night Trap other than the 3DO version and the Japanese ones. Every one. I have all of them. The red original Sega CD is not complete. It's disc only because the box went bye-bye, but I do have the blue one and I have the 32X version. I have a thing for Night Trap. I love it. Some people hate it, but it's a product of its time, and it's one of the main reasons why we have ratings on our games. It's just interesting of what they thought was explicit and unnecessary for anyone's eyes. Night Trap. And you see what we get out there now. Man, were they wrong. Anyway, love the game. Lethal Enforcers, Sega CD set. I believe has the pink gun. I think I have a bunch of blue guns. That box is just amazing. I wish I could show it to you, but I think you've seen it before. And then right here, get some stuff here. I finally get to see Buddy Christ. Can't go wrong with that from Dogma. I would have loved that life-size statue. That's such a cool statue. But, some people take offense to it. Whatever. I think it's awesome. You get some figures here. Hillbilly Jim. I've had him since I was a kid, along with the Junkyard Dog. Some other stuff here. There's Stay Puff, and he looks like he got eaten a few times. Swamp Thing. Can't go wrong with that. E.T. Slimer to hold the change. You got Big Daddy Cool Diesel as a bendy. Same thing as the Junkyard Dog. A bunch of other stuff here. A couple of figures I've gotten along the lines. That's one of the victims of the storm. I had a complete in-box, sealed Apollo 13 figure. Unfortunately, the flood did what it needed to do, unfortunately, or it did what it was going to do. Ruined the box. So, it is what it is. But it's a sentimental thing to me, so I kept it. And then Old Liberty, can't go over that. Some Spider-Man, and then you can't really see the boxes, but I got the Sega CD there. And I got the Nintendo. Am I happy for that? No, but decisions have to be made. Some cool stuff here, can't go wrong with that. And of course, last but not least, folks. Oh, wait, we've got a few more things. I'm sorry. Let's focus on here. Death Star. Why? Why not? That is a limited edition GameCube controller for Resident Evil 4. Extremely hard to find, and it's cool because I think that when you play it on the GameCube, oh god, excuse me, I don't know if it's at certain times or certain movements, or maybe when you're using your weapon, the chainsaw makes a noise. I don't know if it does the whole chainsaw going around, but it's really cool. This right here, of course, is what you came here for, right? Most of you did. This is the complete in box NES collection. Do I have the complete collection? No, I do not. Am I going after it? No. Most of these games will have some sort of sentimental value with them, whether I played them a lot with my mom or rented them from the local video game store, Blockbuster or West Coast Video, whatever it was at the point. And it was a little mom and pop one that I used to rent these through a lot. So, yeah, can play with that. There's more of them behind there. We're not going to take them all up because of time, but I just want to give you a quick overview. There's the Chiller, and it looks like dog shit, but it's fine. Rampage, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I really want to try to get better at that game, but, let's take it one step at a time, right, folks? Awesomeness. You can't go wrong that. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I did eBay Time and Buys Revisited. It does in fact have everything in it. Excuse me, including the letter from Mike Tyson. So, doesn't make it complete if it doesn't have that. I don't know. It's an honor for me to debate, but for that, I'd say it's something special. It should be. Anyway, let's keep rocking and rolling here. Get some Nintendo games. We've seen them before. Random little trinkets everywhere. Gator, pig, why not? Old Turtles figure right there. And we'll try to make this a little bit smaller now. Oh, we could actually go ahead and let you see some of the collection here. So, try to take my time with it. I got more of it down here. That's 2 reproductions that I have. They're great. They're 501 games or whatever they are. Got a ton of games on there, so pretty cool. And then we gotta fix this chair here. I had too many magazines. Fair enough. Okay. And you got the 64 set here, some SNES carts. And then I got some GameCube here. Gets a little hodgepodgey down here. Switch and Wii. We've weeded out. No pun intended with that whatsoever. I hate this chair only because of that. The other one just moves so smoothly. This one, you have to really force it to move. The wheels just screwed up on it. But anyway, what was I saying? Nope, no idea. I lost it. But if I can remember, we'll go back to it. I don't know. Cool. My complete in box SNES collection. Only one that isn't is this one right here. That is a reproduction. That game alone is like $300. The box is well over $1,000. Complete. Can be anywhere between $799, $700 to $1,000. So I was good with the $5 box. I'm good. I'll eventually find it maybe someday. Yeah, got some classics there. Can't go wrong with those. That's my most expensive. Oh, that's my second most expensive game. You know what the most expensive one is. And if you don't, you will sooner or later. And now you keep going down. My Master System collection with the figure from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Got the Sega Genesis Loose collection. You got Xbox. Can't go wrong with that. That is a great reimaging of the original Tenchu. Please come out with a sequel. Game is great. Both of them are. Or actually all of them. There's been like 4 or 5 of them. So again, some things there. Down below here, some random CDs. Get some more Switch games, and of course, Atari 2600. And now, of course, we get to my favorite part of the collection. At least for games. This is the one I'm still avidly going for, and I will eventually get every game I want because I'm crazy, and that's just how I am. Sega CD, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. And you know what the big heavy hitter is right there. Is that what I think it is? Well, for one, folks, you've never seen this before, only heard stories about it. This is 100% a authentic copy of Snatcher. This is extremely expensive. Whew. Even holding this, it's really it's in great condition. Not really any scratches. Disc is perfect. We only take that out every now and then because we don't want anything happening to it. But I figured I'd show it to you today. All of them are very, very precious to me. So, got some great titles here. I won't go over them all by name. That Lunar 2 costs me $3. It is the most perfect mint condition Sega CD game I've ever seen without being sealed. It was at a Goodwill for $3. I wish there were more than that, but there wasn't. So, still, pretty cool. Can't go around with that. And, of course, those double back, so we got 2 sets of them right there. Can't showcase everything, so... Road Rash, another great game. Mad Dog McGree. I mean, you can't go wrong with the F&B freshness of the 90s. And then a very small, seldom selection of 32X. A couple more Sega CD. Can't go wrong with that. Down below here is the rest of the CDs that I had. And another thing that rested on, but unfortunately that didn't make it through the storm. You know, a lot like my other centers, entertainment centers or whatever. So just something to keep in mind here. Got some, Frankenstein's Monster, both of them. One from the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. One just a random generic one, blocking the Sega Genesis games. But we'll move them out of the way real quick, so you get a quick look at what we got going on here. That is a Superman, the Death of Superman video game that is complete. It goes for a pretty penny. And what do we got here? More Sega Genesis games. You get that Ronald McDonald game. I love that. And you got Sunset Riders, I believe it is. A whole bunch of stuff here. You got random Ghostbusters 10. Used to have candy in it, whatever. These are some randomness now. We're getting to the PS3 era. And then of course we've got more PS3 games here. Can't really see it. It's unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is. You get the PS2 stash here. And maybe I'll put a new game there every month or something like that, just to kind of represent something different. And you get some Def Jam, Fight for New York. Get some serious hardware and crazy games with the PS2. So many of them. They're so good. And then you get down there, and it's, got a few more PS2, some Xbox 360. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the game room. So I think I did pretty well. You got here an hour and 15, so I did half an hour better than I did the last time. Maybe we might even make it even less if I could take down some of the talk, the mumbo and jumbo. But folks, we've reached the end of the video, so I'm going to throw this at you. You let me know. What are your thoughts on the game room? We'll try to give you some bigger scenes here so you can see it all. I think it came out pretty well. I don't know what angle I'll be shooting the vids from, but, we'll get there. Can't go wrong. All this stuff is great. It means a lot to me, and I'm glad that it means a lot to a lot of you folks and makes your days better and go by a little quicker or whatever. You let me know what your favorite thing was about the game room, and, glad that I actually have it up, which is fantastic. Take one last view of all that. I mean, there's just so much stuff here. This is the only normal part. And of course, you can't forget the duck. Do I still have my ducks? I do. Got Dr. Eggman there, some other random stuff. It's gotta still do some cleaning here. These eggs are probably getting close to being expired. I love them. They're awesome. They're just really bad for you, right? They're just too sugary. Oh, we've got some mats here, so let me back up a little bit here, real quick. Welcome, we've been expecting you. Okay, Michael, put down the knife. So again, folks, let me know what you think of the game room. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I didn't really go over this, so we'll go over this real quick. This is, normal set like from before. Play on my mod and stuff, and you got my 4K player there, yada, yada, yada. So let me know, what was your favorite thing about this game room? Is this different from others? Yes, from a size difference it is. Did I utilize almost every square inch in this room? You got some blank over there, but yeah, we utilize most things. Another thing that I want to bring up, because I didn't, because I'm a fool. I got the switcher here. I usually have it hooked up here, but I have it a little easier, so more accessible. I could take it from there, bring it right to there, unplug them, do individuals for capturing, because you don't want to capture off a video audio switch. It just doesn't come out good. A little bit too much lag on there for me. So, what was your favorite thing about this game room? Was it the nonsense? Was it all the action figures? Was it the posters? Did this bring you back to a different time with things much more simpler? You let me know in the comments section down below as always. And thank you for your ongoing support. Truly appreciate it. It means a lot. And over the last 6 months, a lot of folks from the tube of a billion views, but only one of me and you. A lot of folks reach out to me personally that I've gotten to know over the years and just checking up on me. I really appreciate that. But let me know what your favorite thing was, of course. If you haven't already, subscribe to the House of Fun and Video Games. We're bouncing between 2.8 and 2.10. Once again, we're going through the back and forth crap, which is fine. I'm good with it. Subscribers are important. They mean you have an audience that returns for the most part and wants to see some cool stuff and spreads the word and gets more people to take more time out of their day to go back to the past. Not get lost in it. Stay just long enough and go, I remember that. I feel better now. Or, hey, I might want to get into collecting. Good luck if you're doing it now. It's feasible. I know people have done a lot of different videos out there, but definitely just something to think of. So, join the other 209, 208, 210, 200,000, 200,000. No, we're joking about that. Of the people who have subscribed to House of Video Games, who have pledged to the House of Fun and Video Games, not as a joining thing, but just sticking with me, folks. They're sticking with me, and you should too. There's plenty more content to come. We got a lot of different series on this channel. We got Thrift Time and Finds. Will I be doing that much longer? I've kind of bounced back and forth, and I have done 47 of them. 47 is an awful large number, especially with a little channel like mine. I'd like to take it in different directions, but hey, maybe number 50, and then we'll wait for a while. Who knows? Maybe not. We'll see what happens. You have to stay tuned to find out. Also, we got eBay Time and Buys. Not going to be a lot of those either. eBay Time and Buys Revisited. We still have a few we could do with that as well. Movie reviews, video game reviews, life of video game collector. I got so many things on there. Some personal stuff as well. There's a little bit for everybody in there to just take some time away and take your mind off of shit. Have fun. Hang out with me. It's the importance of this. And maybe you learn something you didn't know. Or maybe you could teach me something that and give me some of that knowledge that I don't know. It's the importance of this. If you want to take the conversation a step further, folks, don't go any further than Facebook at Jason's House of Fun Video Games. And also on eBay. On eBay. Oh my God. I would not be on eBay because I'm not selling any of this. On Twitter. eBay, Twitter. Yeah, sure. It's the same thing. Twitter at Jason's House of Fun Video Games. Good thing about those platforms, we could take the conversation a little bit further. You could show me your game room, stuff you got in the trash, stuff you got at the thrift, stuff you got this, stuff you got that, gifts, holiday presents, whatever. Tell me that my room's crazy and I don't know how I do it. I've had that before. And it's okay. I can appreciate that. I respect opinions. Opinions are great. They bring for more better conversations most of the time. While you do it in a correct manner. So those are ways you can get a hold of me. But folks, I have taken your time up long enough. This is Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. I hope you have a wonderful night. I don't even know what day it is. I know what day it is. The weekend's over. So work week begins for most of these, but not for me. I do not work typically on Mondays. So I will see you in the next video. I'm a little tired and, could we be going to the thrift? Nah. Could we be going to the video game store? Sell some goodies. Maybe get rid of some, kind of downsize the collection a little bit. We might have that already ready. Or maybe the next time we need to get back to the basics. To a good old game review of what? Very tempting. Loose only, but that game is extremely hard to find. And of course, if you like what you see, I can't believe I forgot to do this. Cynthia, thank you for getting this for me. It's awesome. Give me a thumbs up. It's a gold thumbs up. I deserve a gold thumbs up. You know why? I don't know. I just like the thought of it. So, hope you have a wonderful night, folks. Hope your weekend was great. I'm going to cut the video now. Let you go back. And then let me get some sleep. Try to edit this in the morning. And maybe for a little bit we'll have some. Maybe we're gonna go after Punisher one more time. I don't know if I told you this earlier in the video, but we're at the end. Why not? I came really close to beating this extremely difficult game. I think I did talk about this, but anyway, yeah, so close. I gotta give it another try. So we're gonna end the video on that. And that's a wrap. That's a very good wrap. Okay. Bye, guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, children of all ages. What are you still doing here? You want to see some? Okay. All right, we'll turn it on. I'll show you it works. It's authentic. Oh, it's on. Great way to end the video. Why not? Oh, yeah. The Punisher. punish the wicked. Oh, this game's so good. What a long outro, huh? I don't care, it's just a great game.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
Face on when I chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back of my swing home.